Aqil Agha al-Hasi was the semi-autonomous local ruler of northern Palestine in the mid-19th century, during Ottoman rule. He was originally a commander of Arab irregular soldiers, known as the Hawara tribe, in the service of the Ottoman governors of Acre. His influence in the Galilee grew, as he strengthened his alliances with the powerful Beni Sak and Anitsa tribes of Transjordan, and recruited unemployed Bedouin irregulars from Egypt into his own band of irregulars, who thenceforth became known as the Hanadi tribe. He was known by his men and Western travelers to be courageous, cunning and charismatic, all qualities that contributed to his rise as the de facto ruler of Galilee. Throughout his rule, Aqil remained at least nominally in service to the Ottoman Empire, which paid him for protecting the roads of northern Palestine from Bedouin raids and for maintaining the security of this region. He also exacted his own tolls on the local population in return for ensuring their security. His friendly ties with the European governments were partially due to his protection of the local Christian and Jewish communities in Galilee, including his protection of Nazareth from the 1860 massacres that occurred in Ottoman Syria. Aqil's relationship with the authorities was generally tense, and he rebelled directly or indirectly against their local representatives. As a consequence of this frayed relationship, Aqil's employment would frequently be terminated when his activities or influence perturbed the authorities, and then reinstated when his services were needed. By the time of his death, his influence had declined significantly. He was buried in his Galilee stronghold of Ibilin. While Palestine had been under the rule of the Ottoman Empire from the early 16th century, direct imperial administrative rule was challenged by a series of tribal leaders who exhibited vast influence over local affairs between the 17th and 19th centuries. With the Ottoman Empire embroiled in the Crimean War, the power vacuum created in the area in the wake of Zahir al-Umar's rule in the Galilee, Jezza Pasha's rule, and Muhammad Ali's rule, was filled by Aqil. Before his demise, he was the last local obstacle to Ottoman centralization in Palestine. Early life and family. Besides anecdotes provided in the writings of European consuls, most of the information on Aqil's life indirectly traces back to a history of the man written by Mickey Qawar, a Nazareth clergyman. Aqil was born into a Bedouin family, known later as the Hanadi tribe. The actual Hanadi were an unrelated tribe that came to Palestine from Egypt during Egyptian rule in Palestine, and around 1840 joined Aqil's Hawara tribesmen, who also had migrated from Egypt. The name Hanadi translates in Arabic as Indians, and the Hanadi irregulars were called as such by the inhabitants of Palestine because of their dark skin. Aqil's Hawara tribesmen in Galilee were not related to the well-known Hawara tribe of Upper Egypt, who were noted for their bravery, horsemanship, and equipments, according to the Palestine Exploration Fund. The Hawara of Galilee were actually from the Ainawiyu tribe of the Lower Egyptian Desert region, who had entered the service of Jezza Pasha while the latter was based in Egypt in the late 18th century. They came with Jezza to northern Palestine when Jezza became the powerful Ottoman governor of Acre after the death of the autonomous Arab ruler of Galilee, Zahir al-Umar, in 1776. Jezza named the Ainawiyu tribesmen Hawara as an honor to associate them with the actual Hawara of Upper Egypt. Aqil's father, Musa Agha al-Hasi, himself a commander of Hawara irregulars in the service of Acre's Ottoman governors, had left Egypt for Gaza in 1814. He was not directly related to the Ainawiyu or Hawara tribes, but claimed descent from the Hawara as a matter of convenience and prestige. Musa originally hailed from the Al-Barasa tribe of Cyrenaica. Likewise, James Finn claims Aqil's family was of Algerian or North African origin. Musa Agha resided in the Galilee around 1820 and married a Turkmen woman. Aqil was born to the couple in the Nazareth area. According to historian Adel Manna, Aqil was born in Gaza. Musa had two other sons, Ali and Saleh. Musa died in Gaza in 1830. Aqil's power base consisted of his tribesmen and alliances with other Bedouin tribes, who inhabited both sides of the Jordan River. Aqil's brother, Saleh Agha, held substantial influence in the Haifa region. Mary Rogers, the sister of the English vice-consul, described graphically a banquet in Shefa, Amra and a gazelle hunt at the invitation of Saleh Agha, while another traveler witnessed the lavish wedding between a son of Saleh Agha and a daughter of Aqil Agha on the plains of Ibilin. In about 1857, Aqil also married off a daughter to a Bedouin sheikh in Gaza, paying the highest dowry registered at the time in Gaza, 11,000 piastres, while the governor of Hebron was reported to be a brother-in-law of Aqil.